What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and we are back on the Camaro again. We're moving along pretty freaking good. I really think so. So in the last video, you see we got the quarter panel welded up. Today, I'm getting ready to weld in the trunk pan section, you know, that fill piece. So what I did, I grabbed that piece, I grabbed the other one and the quarter, and I started to prime them. So, because today I am going to paint them. All the inside pieces, not the outside. So, with that said, let me show you what I got going on. So, I figured if I was going to make a pot of primer, well, I might as well primer everything. So, that's what I did. So, that's all in primer. That's in primer, except under here, because I'll paint that when I paint the trunk. So I'm going to sand them down today. I ran to the good old trusty Napa know-how, and I got some 81 Z28 Camaro black paint. So I figure I'll do all that in black because this inner quarter panel is BMW black, and then the wheel well is some turquoise color with metal flake. So with that said, haha. So I'm gonna go ahead and start sanding. Then I wanna get this one here welded in today. We're gonna do another, after it dries after lunchtime, we're gonna test fit it. And while it's drying, I'm going to go in there and drill some holes so I can weld. So we can get this puppy going. But I'm gonna open up the trunk now and all that crap, and let's get going. All right, so I sanded it all down. I took them outside, and well, we got a fly in here. Beat it, punk. So sanded it all down. Now I have to clean it. So that's gonna take about I don't know, half hour to clean it. Make sure I have zero dust on it, and whatever dust comes lingering down in this beautiful dungeon. So yeah. So let me go ahead and put some clean gloves on and get my prep ball, and I think I gotta get clean rags. Yeah, I gotta get clean towels. So let me go ahead and do all that, and I will be right back. All right, guys, it's all cleaned. I got the paint, shaking it up, and I'm gonna get the spraying in a second here. I'll shake this up for a couple more minutes. Then I gotta pop the bottom with the red button. So with that done, we're moving along pretty good. Like I said, by lunchtime, I'm gonna put them outside after they flash, so they bake in the sun, and then I can weld that one filler panel in. So it's getting there. I'm just shaking my can. So, all right, I'll be back. So I just got done. I shook the can while I was spraying so I can get every little drop out of it. But that's it. Right now, guys, it's still extremely wet. I literally just got done. Grabbed the camera to show you guys. So, again, you're never gonna see this shit. I just wanted a coat on there. And then my plan is to get the coat on there, then to undercoat it and all that crap. So, and here's the quarter. And it just gives me a little extra security. You know, it was $30 for the can, but you see the can actually went a long way. I got literally 2.5 coats on here, and I spreaded it around. I'm not painting where I'm gonna be welding, so, which I did over here a little bit, but you know, all that shit's gonna come down, so that's a little bit of a waste, but not much. I think I'll make much of a difference. Yeah, so these are done. I'm gonna let them tack up in here, and then I'm gonna put them outside in a little bit, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. We'll figure it out. Back on the Camaro, and I hope you like the the music on the time lapse. That's my daughter's fiance. That's from his band back in the early 2000s. So pretty decent music. Anyway, I got the filler piece in. Yes, the filler piece is in. But today we're going to be working on the what do you call it? The rocker. So I'm going to weld the rocker on today. And the filler piece wasn't that bad. I remember I said it was going to be a pain in the ass and stuff like that. It really wasn't. I might even do it to the other side. I don't know yet. I'm going to test fit it with it on there and see how I can manipulate the quarter. But I didn't weld the back piece to it yet because when I put the tail pan in there, I want more flexibility, and then I'll actually finish welding in where it needs to be. So I don't need it to be bowed out when I actually have to suck it in. So push it in. That's better. So let me go ahead and I'll show you the filler piece, what I did. Filler piece is welded in. So I got a little high up there and back over here. I just put the wheel on. So I'm leaving these not welded. So there and all across the bottom is not going to be welded in. But I did put these welds in right here. So they're in. Got them burned in up top over there. And so like I said, I'm not going to weld it in here because see how I got movement still? I can suck it in pretty good. I want to make sure I get it perfect when I put that tail pan on. So that's why it's not welded in. And going to do the same thing on that one. But today, a little dark over on this side of the garage. So I'm mostly doing my work on the other side or underneath the cars. So today I'm going to take a look at this, line the quarter up somewhat, and try to get this thing going, guys. I'm going to try and get this welded in today. If not, it will definitely be welded in tomorrow. So the quarter's just sitting on there. It's not even lined up at all. But I do have from before some sheet metal screws in there. I already got my spot weld, my plug weld holes drilled. Okay, so I got it lined up there pretty good. It's all fitting really, really good up top and underneath. I just want to line up the quarter panel to make sure I'm in the right area. So we're going to get that lined up. I'll use this in the meantime. I do have one coming that's used. Might need a little bit of fabrication at the bottom, but not much. So with that said, I really can't go any further than that unless I trim that a little bit and I can push this forward some more. But I don't think so. We'll see though, we'll see. But yeah, everything seems to be lining up pretty good. Yep, couldn't be more happy. Couldn't be more happy. All right, guys, so I gotta figure out a game plan where I'm gonna start at. So I'm gonna take a look at things and I'll be right back. I grinded the coating off of that so I can weld. I have my holes in the inner rocker, so that's how I'm going to weld this onto. So, like I said before, everything on the inside is going to get coated. Today I have brushable black chassis paint, so I'm just going to hit this inside with a Scotch-Brite. Going to let it dry for a little bit, and then I'm also going to hit it with the, after it dries, I'm going to hit it with the well-through primer. So let me go ahead and scuff this up with the Scotch-Brite, and then we're going to get going. I just want a little bit extra protection, guys. That's all it is. So maybe overkill, but I'll be driving with a peace of mind in the rain. Okay, so I got the chassis paint in there, and it's just brushable on there. So I just blobbed it up and all over the place. And now I'm gonna get ready and put the weld-through primer on here. But before I do that, I'm gonna go over to the car, and I screwed up. Not today, a while ago, because now I had to crawl under the car and weld the spot welds. That sucks. Top ones ain't too bad. I can get in the car and do that, or outside the car and just lean in. I'm not worried about that. But what I'm going to clean up all those holes right now, guys, and then I'm going to put weld-through primer on there, and then we'll be good to go. In the meantime, I'm going to pop this off, and yeah, so I can make more room for myself. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna pop that off, and then I'm gonna pop it back on again before I actually weld the rocker on there. So let me go ahead and pop this off, and I'll be right back. All right, weld-through primer is on, and there we have it. And got it up underneath over here. I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna grab some lunch. Then I gotta run to the store real quick. Actually, gotta grab some spark plugs. So that gives that time to dry good for me. And also over here, I have the weld-through primer on here also. It's a rainy day today. You probably hear rain. So I got it on here too. So this is all ready to go. Actually, I gotta get a little touch up right up in here. So I'm gonna hit the edges. So let me run to the store real quick, grab my spark plugs from my truck. When I come back, well, I'm gonna eat first, then I'm gonna do that. Then I'll come back here, and we're gonna get this thing burned in today. So my goal is, because I screwed up, I'm gonna burn the top in, because I got the holes drilled for that. Then I'm gonna have to jack the car up, climb underneath, and burn the bottom ones in. Yeah, so don't be like me and do that. Top one's fine, bottom one sucks. So, all right, and we're moving along pretty good today. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, so while I'm waiting for paint to dry, I found some screws to hang up my valve cover. So I do have an oil cap. I have to find that though. But I'm not gonna look for it right now, because the primer, weld-through primer, should be ready to go. So that was off when I bought the motor in the black Porsche, that was on it. And then that was on the cop car that I wrecked back in 1997. So, let me, this is what I have so far, guys. And it's magnetic to my door. So I have the door gap that I want. I have the door to rocker gap that I want. And I think I'm ready to go. No turning back at this point, because this thing is getting welded in today. I might have to take the quarter off to put this rocker cover back on. I don't know. If it is, it's no big deal. But I'm gonna try and sneak it up in there with all that stuff on there, so it shouldn't be an issue. But wasn't able to do it yesterday because I was literally fighting this door for about 2 hours trying to get the right door gaps. Finally, I had it set up where I kind of wanted it, but today I finished it off and got the door gap that I wanted. So we're gonna line this all back up again, and we're gonna see what happens. And hopefully, just hopefully, it goes well. But again, like I said, it's not a show car, it's not a concourse car. This is gonna be a beater that's restored with all new metal, nice paint. So with that said, let me go ahead and get this thing fitted so we can get this welded on, and then move into the inner structure piece. And then I have to wait. I got a piece coming in the mail for the door striker or quarter panel support for the door striker and everything. So I have that coming. It's probably gonna be here hopefully sometime next week. I'm hoping. I don't think it got mailed out yet, but I'm hoping it did. Once that gets here, I can weld that up on there, and then quarter panel goes on, and then this side is done. And then I'm gonna work on that fender and then that door, because likely I'm gonna be stuck with that door for now. But yeah, I'm gonna get things moving, and we're under tornado watch today up until 2 o'clock. I got another 3 hours to go, but hopefully we won't get no warning. or no watch. Yeah, we got a warning. Hopefully we won't get the watch. So that makes sense. But all right, let me go ahead and get this thing fitted on there.
Well, I was kick-stepping off the lines you were throwing down, pushing back from the light you're shining round, all day just wishing you let me in. Because these days they aren't that easy now, just a burden, that's why I'm looking down. What you don't see won't make you late. Incognito slipping in and out of here, nothing much, just a word you wanna hear. I say I'm all, but they're all a lie. I'm incognito, it's easier than looking in, 'cause the truth.
Well, guys, I'm probably about halfway welding it in, and I ran out of gas. So I have to go now and go get gas. But I'll show you what I've done so far. Just close this lid or valve. Take my gauges off and put it in the car, and I'm gonna be going for about 2 hours now. It's an hour there and an hour back. So there's a little more, but I gotta get it. Can't do nothing unless you don't get it. So it's got pretty decent penetration, I think. Yeah, I would say so. And then see here, it started to mound, sorry guys, it started to mound up on me right here. Oop, over here, there we go. Doing this upside down, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. But then I did this one and it kind of like splattered. So yep, so I'm going to go ahead and go get some gas, and I'll be back and we'll finish this. I probably got like 10 more up top to do. And then I got the whole bottom, so I'm gonna have to jack the car up, put on jack stands, go underneath of it, and get it done. In the meantime, I'm gonna set my helmet out in the clouds so it can charge up some. All right, guys, so I got a new tank of gas, and here we go. Boom, look at that, full. Open this all the way up. Let me adjust my regulator. Nope. Turn that up. Torch is in the way. All right. I like it between 20 and 25. A little bit more. There we go. All right, so I'm all set. I am now going to hook you guys back up on the time lapse. So enjoy that new music. Let me know what you think of it. I like it. Okay, so the top of the rocker is completely welded in. Did I mention I hate welding upside down? Had to do that to the front over here. It sucked. But there's all the penetration marks all down there. And over here is all the welds that I got to grind down. And I got stuck with a and there are all the welds that I have and have to grind down, make it nice and smooth. Still got to do the front here. I got to trim this up, drill a couple holes in right here. That's where I'm at. I still got to do that piece there still. I forgot. That was horrible because the holes were like this friggin' big from the spot weld cutter. So I had to go in there and start swirling around and building it up, and that's what it looks like. Looks lovely. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and jack the car up. I'm gonna chalk the wheels so it don't roll because there's nothing in it. No parking brake, no nothing. So I gotta shut that door. Gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that. And close the windows up. Might run it through the front windshield. Yeah, I'll run it through the front windshield. So I'm gonna jack it up, get it ready, look underneath of it, see what I got to deal with, and we'll go from there, guys. So there we have it there. It's jacked up, and I got my safety stand under there, guys. So in case it falls, and the other side's chalked, whatever you want to say, it's blocked with tools and wood. So, yep. So now I'm going to go ahead and go under there. I'm going to get my drill, scuff up the weld-through primer, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, I forgot something again. I'm done for the day. I already packed everything up. Not packed, I put shit away, you know, welders all wrapped up and stuff like that. Did basically the top all the way up to here. So I have to do from here to here. So I'll put like 3 or 4 spot welds in there, or rosette welds, plug welds, whatever you want to call them. So, but the top is basically done, and the bottom is done. I did it some on the inside and some on the outside. So I think I got maybe 1 or 2 back here, but I don't know if I can actually get to them because of the shackle or the leaf spring perch is in the way. So, and that there is brand new door hinges. Squeaky, squeaky. So, today is Friday, so I'm a day behind. And come Monday, we are going to be putting that inner structure piece is going to be getting welded into the floor and everything else. So that's going in. And then I'm hoping I can get this door striker quarter support piece in by the end of next week, which would be wonderful. Hopefully in the middle of the week. And then we can get that quarter welded on. My goal is to have that quarter welded on and this all completed by Friday. And then that following Monday, I want to put that tail pad on. And then I'll be happy. So then after that, there's really not much for me to do welding wise. Eventually I do want to get a new parcel shelf because they hacked that up. See the big ugly holes? I actually had to cut that bottom piece out. I cut along here, and along here so I can get to the trunk welds and everything. So I only tack welded it into place right now until I get the new one, which I'm hoping I can get soon. As soon as I get everything else done, then I'll be worried about that. I want to get this inner and outer wheel weld done. I want to get that welded in this week, starting Monday. And then, of course, I'll finish them 3 or 4 spot welds up over here. But yeah, door gap held up pretty good. Even with that quarter sitting, it's almost lined up. Look at this. And then just sitting on there. Door gap ain't right. But look, that's pretty much there. A little bit of adjustment. So I'm kind of happy here, but the door is going to get dropped down a hair. Maybe not even an 1/8. Just a little bit. Just a hair, guys. You know what I'm talking about. Just a hair. So, yeah, this is starting to move along pretty good now. I was hesitant and skeptical and all that stuff, you know, because it's intimidating. You know, I got the structure out of this vehicle, but now the structure's back in. It's moving along. So after all this crap is welded up, and if I don't get that yet, I might hold off a little bit for that. I am going to be going back onto the passenger side, and we're going to strip this fender down and strip that door down and clean it all up and get that thing epoxy primered. I do have a newer fender. This one's kind of hammered. I mean, that's a big dent right there, and it's rotted pretty good. But the issue with that is, you know, that other fender that I have, it's an, I believe to be an early aftermarket fender, maybe from like the 90s or early 2000s, because it's kind kind of jacked up. It doesn't seem to sit on there right. That's why I have this one on here right now. And I lined everything up off of that. But you know, it is what it is. So once I get the doors situated and stuff like that again, I'm gonna try the other fender soon, and we're gonna go from there, guys. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. The hardest thing, no, it's not the hardest. My buddy's gonna come and help me with the roof. So I want to get all this stuff welded up first and stuff like that. Then we're gonna come and cut that roof off. Only the A posts have to get cut because the B post is not even welded on. See? So, but before I even weld that inner structure in and stuff like that, probably I'm gonna put a couple clamps on that quarter, and I'm actually gonna set that glass in. I wanna see how the glass looks. I'm gonna shut the trunk, I'm gonna put the filler piece in, and I wanna set that glass and see how that glass looks in there. See if I have to make any adjustments or anything like that. But other than that, I think we're gonna be pretty good. Yeah, so I will see you guys on Monday, which will be about 10 seconds from when I stop talking. So, all right, guys, I'll see you Monday. All right, guys, so today is the day I am going to start welding. I'm hoping today's the day that I'm going to start welding in the inner rocker. You see I already got it taken off. Everything was just on there by clamps, so nothing big. But the rocker's looking good. I just had to grind down a little bit of the top there because the Taiwanese, or what's made in Taiwan, so their mathematics system's a little different than ours, apparently. But besides that, it's moving along. So let me show you what I got to do to this inner wheel well here, this inner structure piece, and I'll show you where it attaches. The inner wheel well structure piece attaches basically this whole length of the rocker. It welds all the way up onto here, down here, up here, over here, down here, and around the corner. So, and it ties in up here on the parcel shelf and down along here on the parcel shelf. Yeah. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld it in up here. I'm not going to do here because I'm going to order a new one. And being this is all good here, there's no reason to get involved in any of this other crap going on. So I'm actually going to cut it along here and then weld a new one in there. So I'll be cutting the parcel shelf up. But, so these inner wheel wells they make, I got one over there I use for parts also. They're cheap, they're not expensive. AMD, you know, GM restoration parts. But shit kicker for the Camaro is they only make them for 70 to 75. And then from 76 on up, you have to modify, or 74. Whatever one, the last year of the flat window, I think it was 75, I believe, the flat window. So these are all stamped for the flat window. So you have to actually modify it to fit, it says. So everything else is basically the same except the window area. Well, my window area was jacked up. You can see it's all pitted and stuff like that. I looked, I couldn't find any that anybody would sell or nothing like, because no one wants to cut and separate that shit. So, and I wasn't spending $1,000 for a parts car for this piece. So I cleaned it up the best I could. I'll clean it up a little bit more. I started welding it in. It was all good. Then up in this area, it doesn't line up and shit like that. So I was able to, that was still good. So I got that. So today, what I'm gonna do is, I traced this. This is how I want it. Because you see, this here lines up and goes in with the wheel well up to here. This is all factory there, you know? So I figure, well, let me do that. And so I traced it now. Now I'm gonna get my cutoff wheel. I'm gonna cut on the inside because I want a little extra room. I want it tight and go along here because the metal ain't all that great. So I want as much metal as I can and close where I can. And then cut it here and boom, done. We'll weld this all in. And then I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. I'll get the wire wheel, but I'll do it when it's on the car because it'll be more sturdy and stuff. And I still got to weld that in. I got to fill this in because my measurements were slightly off. So I had to massage this to match up. No big deal. And I could weld that there, but here it is too wide. I'm not going to play with it. I could weld that too wide. I'll put something in there and weld it. You know, look how far, because the metal's horrible. So I don't want to put too much heat into it because I blew through here. Lucky I got that one there because, you know, again, the metal is not that great. But it'll be good enough for putting it back on the car. So, but all right guys, let me go ahead and get this cut. And we'll get this thing started, and let's get this ball rolling.
She tells me that those days she never understood how we could.
Okay, so it's all prepped up. I have it actually fully cut out. It's ready to get welded in. It's kind of hard to be doing with 2 hands, but it's going to go in there basically something like that. So, like I said, this is flimsy right now, so because it's on here, so I'm going to tack up the bottom, then I'll have to bend it where I need to go. So, see, it's got all its weight on there, and it's, see how flexible it is. Woo, woo. So that's what that is. Yeah, so let me go ahead and start tacking this up and get it where it needs to be, and I'll be right back.
I was kick-stepping off the lines you were throwing down, pushing back from the light.
Okay guys, so this is where we're at. I'm gonna keep this on here like this. I'm gonna pull this forward like that and match them up so they're in uniform, because it's not getting welded, so we'll still have some flexibility going back and forth as so. So that's gonna take care of that, and then I gotta take it back off and pray and get this done. So, but other than that, it looks pretty decent, I think. And I'm not even going to grind it down. I'm just going to throw a seam seal right over that, just because. What's the point? Not putting putty on it. There's no reason, I feel, to grind it down and cause more work now. So, with that said, hopefully I can get this all done. Add a little bit of extra metal to that too, and probably down along here. I'll play with this and see what happens. I don't know though. But yep, so I'm gonna bring the welder over and tack that, and then put it back on the stand and get the welding. Well, I think the welds are getting a little better. Boom. And that's it. Okay, so here's the monstrosity. Monstrosity? You know, that thing. So these holes actually line up, right there. They actually line up on the parcel shelf, you know, the back deck. So they line up, so they're my guide marks. Yeah, so everything is there. I'm gonna go ahead and wire brush that down. I'm gonna get the stickers off. I'm gonna clean this up. And we're gonna go and start lining this up. I'm afraid, I know I can't weld this here. This is not going to get welded, probably from here in that area, because the other one I blew through too. So, but yeah, but I think we'll get it going, and it'll look good when it's all covered up. So I'll show you where those marks go. See, I put my Sharpie there, so I know. But I'm going to go ahead and clean this up here real quick. Put some weld-through primer on there so that way it dries nice and fully. And then I am going to wire wheel that clean that up, and then we're going to get that painted up. So stay tuned, hang in there, I'll be right back. So guys, I've been grinding away today. Ow. And yeah, so I'm getting a lot done. So I decided to strip that inner rocker down, not rocker, the inner wheel well down, because I want to put epoxy primer all over it. And so I got the wire wheel. First I was using DA. I got the wire wheel and all that stuff, and it wasn't going too well. I'll show you what I was doing. So I got it all down, and as soon as I get to right here, I'm going and going and going, and then all of a sudden, well, I throw it away. I didn't throw it away, I put it away. The wire wheel jumps, does this, and I got that. So I guess it's quits right now, so I can go in and put everything away and clean that out. Because that ain't good. No, it's not good for anything. So let me finish up for today, and I'll be back tomorrow. As long as it ain't infected, but I doubt it. I got my tetanus from last time on my head on the Camaro, so yep, it's going to disembowel me one day using that wire wheel. I gotta stay further away, not close up. It hits them edges and it fucking just jumps. So, yeah, let me go clean up, and I'll see you guys in the morning. What's up, guys? I'm back. Healing up pretty good. It looks like I went down the highway at 300 miles an hour just in that one spot. So those little porcupines are, they get a little angry sometimes. Let me tell you that. So, show you what I got going on. One thing all done that you've seen that, and now I'm working on the door jamb. So I got it outside, got it all set up, and let me show you what I got. This is a piece that came in the mail. Apparently I'm still gonna have to fabricate it. There's a piece here that comes off the quarter, and it comes down, and it goes in. So, but I'm gonna have to grind down here until I get to the spot welds. And the spot welds are, you can see them right there. So I got my little spot weld grinder. I got my little angle grinder so I can clean this up. Got the air hammer in case the hammer and chisel don't work. So, yep. So this is probably gonna be dusty because there's probably a lot of crap on here. I gotta take this off first. And yeah, we'll get moving. There's some spot welds here too. So let me get these guys set up somehow, somewhere. And my hose is hissing. So let's see what I can do.
Incognito slipping in and out of here. Nothing much, just a word you wanna hear. I'll say them all, but they're all a lie. I'm incognito, it's easier than looking in. Cause the truth might cut me up again. Do give me time, it's a waste of yours. It's a waste of yours. So I look back over shoulder, try and stay.
All right, guys, so here is the scrap pile, the one that flew off over there. So these guys were high as shit when they were putting these cars together, because at least this one was. He didn't really use his spot welder too much. They got one here for the quarter panel. There was literally none here whatsoever. My white car, you know, the one I'm working on, that had 4 of them on each one. And so you go up along the quarter here, there's no welds. Then all of a sudden you got 1, 2, 3, 4, which came off really, really easy, guys. Real easy. I don't know if it's a different gauge welder that they use for that part. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. So literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spot welds going against this quarter support, door jamb support. Then this part he did a little bit better. He got a section of 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this area. Then he got 5 up along here, and then he got 5 up along this area. So it's a little bit thicker of a spot weld than what those are. So, but yeah, let me, I think I can actually save this pretty good. I just got to make a little piece, just like on my other one, on the passenger side. I can clean this up, no biggie. Put a little bead here. He cut it when he was cutting it off. Thank God he didn't cut all that off, because I kind of wanted all that. What else? So let me grab my old one. That's floating around in here somewhere. Might be in the trunk. Oh, here it is. So I will have to do a couple things to this compared to this one. He cut the top off for me, so I'm gonna have to weld the top piece on. But you can see here, mine was rotted here. You see my spot welds that I had to get out here, and then there was one on here, so I had to get that off of there. It was in two pieces, so that piece is floating around inside the car somewhere. And then this is good. That's good. I don't have any of that, and I literally don't have that. But there's a piece that comes in and goes underneath for the quarter panel, so I'm gonna have to make that. Yep, I'm gonna have to make it. So let me clean this up and get it all down to the bare metal, and we're gonna go from there, guys. Yep, get all that done. Well, you know, sometimes you just have to address your fears. It's only been a couple days, but I gotta get this stuff down and going. It's gotta be going so I can get this thing going. So how am I going to go over my fears? What else could I do? Got the old welder crap back on. Hey, if it's gonna hit that, it's gonna rip that up instead of my skin. Get the pig skin instead, or cowhide, whatever this shit is made out of. So with that said, I'm gonna go back to that angry porcupine and see if he's still mad at me. Should kill it, but I need it right now, so that's not gonna work. So let me get going and start crying.
You won't be alright. Every day I find a way up, slipping by. Starting action in my hands, bigger than your eye. Think you figured me out, you figure wrong. Incognito, you can see me coming round. Try to film me, but your hands are empty now. It's not a trick, well maybe it is. Incognito with a face of camouflage. See motion, but it's all a small mirage.
All right, guys, I survived. Don't worry, I survived. There's no injuries today yet. Day's not over yet. So, but I do got a couple things I want to show you and what I'm planning on doing. So, look what I did. I had this all stripped down. I don't have anything to get in there, or there. So, I still have to get up here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put that paint remover, dab it in these corners here, and dab it up in here, and that should take care of that for me. And probably dab it in there too. I can probably slip the sandpaper in those things, but I figure I'll loosen it up with the paint stripper. So got it all done. I got to cut that off still right up there, and I have to make this. So what I'm going to do now, I just want to fit it on the car with the inner rocker, and I just want to see how it looks and what I'm going to need to make this. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, today is the day we are going to start welding in the inner structure, and apparently I have ADHD real bad this week because I'm bouncing from my slant nose to this. That's why I didn't get it done today on my target date. There's a car show I want to take this to. It's it's a brand new ice cream store, and it's set back in the 50s. And today they're having a little car show, so I'm getting this ready, and I'm gonna do a separate video on that. But not getting that together, but the car show and everything. Maybe some of this getting together. But anyway, we're here today for the Camaro again. Sorry for the internet. Like I said, ADHD. It happens. It happens. So, but I did get pretty far. I'll show you. I now have it's all sanded down. Door jamb sanded down. I still got to weld this piece up here. I'm not worried about that right now. I quickly put that together down there, and down along here. I just got to grind it down still and blah, blah, blah. So I'm not worried about it. You're never going to see it. It's just a little bit of support for it. That's about it. It's strong. It's good. We're going to call it a day. And just like this stuff, I'm not grinding any of these welds down whatsoever. We ain't going to see it. Unless you know it's there. Unless you watch my videos. And not many people watch my videos. So probably because it sucks. But anyway, I'm going to start marking where I'm going to put all my welds at. And then I'm going to put it on the stand and I'm going to drill the holes out. And hope for the best. Yeah, I got to take that screw out down there I got in there. So let me get going and get this thing going. Yes, that's what I just said, I thought. Somewhere like that. But anyway. Alright guys, it's about that time. Got it all set up. Got everything right where I want it. Everything's going smoothly right now. I'm going to show you, and I'm getting ready to weld it in. Yeah, I think so. I did make a little boo-boo. Nothing major though. Just my measurements were kind of off a little bit. Let me show you. I got it flush up here with no clamp on it. Before I used to have a clamp and pull it in. So I got it exactly where it needs to be. I'm extremely happy with that. So here is basically even. Here's basically even, just like a fraction hanging over, which you can't go by that, but I'm happy with that. And here's perfect. And even the contour of this where it starts to bend, so I'm good with that. But I'm gonna have to take the wheel off because you can see light through there. Yeah, I went too high. I drilled too high. So now I'm gonna have to fill these holes all the way up to, I can get away with that one. That one I can get away with. But all these here, I'm gonna have to go back and drill back. So I'll just stagger them from where they are now. So, but everything else is lined up pretty good, except that one there, that one, the body goes out a little bit. So I'll just have to fill that hole up. But other than that, everything came out perfect. Couldn't ask for anything better. And then I'll got this basically where it needs to be. After I get this welded up, and then I'll take care of that in another video. So, but today's video is just going to be getting this welded on, and that's it. So, yeah, pretty happy, guys. So everything's locked in. I got my screw in down there. I got my clamp here, and it's ready to rock and roll. My Frankenstein patch. So, I mean, I had to. They don't make these for the 80 or like 70, the round windows. You know, they make them for the flat windows only, which really sucks. So I had to sandblast it and get all the rust out of it and all that crap. So that's what I did. And it's gonna be fun welding this because I wasn't expecting on keeping it. I kind of like burned through it, and I really didn't want to do too much with it, like replace it. So I will work with it. Yeah, absolutely work with it. If need be, I can now cut it out. Once I get everything else locked in, I can then cut this out if it doesn't go my way. And I got a little piece I can weld in there. So I'm not too, that's my plan B, I guess. So, but plan A is to get all this shit burned in right now. So stay tuned. Be right back. Now.
Friday night, I'm all alone. Why am I sitting here posted up by the phone? Hiding out inside this empty home, waiting for you to call and relieve my woes. Oh, relieve my woes. When I should be out trying to make some good times, trying to unwind and relieve my troubled mind.
Alright guys, so I got a couple welds on there. My helmet, you're supposed to charge it by sunlight. It's solar too, and battery. And it just kept flashing on me, and it was really getting on my nerves. Every time I go put the torch somewhere, it would just get dark and I can't see shit. And then it would just start flashing. So I went in, changed the battery, same thing. So I looked outside and it lit up clear. I was like, oh well, alright, well, I'm pushing the car outside then. So let's get back to where we left off, and now we're outside and we got a breeze going.
You want me? It's one thing I can't control. When you're not right next to me, no. Oh
no. All right, guys. So I got majority of the welds in. It's car's pretty good. I'm going to show you what I got to do and what I have to do next. So I got a couple more I can do, but I'm going to show you what I got to do next. Because I got to take the tire and crap off to get to these welds. And that's what I'm going to do. All right, so these here I can get to. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to get to them. But then down here and all that, I have to remove the tire just so I can get down in there and you know, go from there. I wanted to get as many welds as I can, like the ones up top, all these here, and all the ones in here that I just did, just so that the car won't twist when I'm welding it. And then when I put it down, it's kind of like wonky. So I want to try to get in as many as I can before I jack this thing up. So let me finish these here, and we'll get this wheel off.
It's not fair. The thing that makes you want me. It's one thing I can't control. When you're not right next to me, no. Oh no. Oh no. No.
All right, guys, there you have it. I got some blobs, especially that one. I friggin' blew through and I just filled it in. So I'll just grind it down. No biggie. I got 3,000 other spot welds that are holding it in place. So some are horrible, some are really good. It's just the metal, you know, goes from here to here is all original. This is the new car, but there's pieces here in this area here that aren't there. So it's just the way it's made. So I don't know, but I'm going to trim it up. So I'm going to trim all this excess off all the way up. You can see here, probably come around that side and see some too. I don't know. Up here's good, and then I'm going to trim up along here because you see the distance. So with that said, I got one more to do. I'm going to drill this out and put a little spot weld in there. Tack weld, spot weld, whatever kind of weld you want to do, but that's what's going in there. And that's going to be it for today. So let me get that done. All right, guys, so I got a nice big spot weld in there. So that's all good. And again, we are all good. We got up there. So the next go around is to put the outer wheel well on. I want to do that. Then after that, we're going to put the striker support and door support. So that's going to be the Monday's project. And then hopefully by Wednesday, this quarter panel will be on. And in the meantime, I will clean up some of these welds and trim up along here and down along there. So that's all going to get trimmed up on Monday also. But yep. All right, guys, so that's going to end it on this video of the Camaro build. I forget how many videos I have up there, but there's quite a few of these videos, and there's going to be more videos up until I get this quarter on, and then I got to get back onto that Porsche. So, yep. And so once I get the quarter on, this is what I'm going to do. All right, let's hear me out. We'll get the quarter on, and then I'm going to put the tail pan on, and that will be that. And then I'm going to get back onto that Porsche. And then that should be September. And then hopefully back in October, I'm going to bounce back on this. So probably like every other month, I'll be doing that. So after all that's done, then I'm going to yank that door off, yank the fender off, get them all sanded down, redo that. And then, yeah, Then I got to do that door, and then I have all this. This is not this. This is for a Fiero, but all this stuff up here I have to bring to the sandblaster and get that all sandblasted. And also my bumpers, got to get them all sandblasted. So I figure it'd be easier to get them all sandblasted, and I can bring them home and paint them up. So that's the goal. But yeah, everything else is coming along good on the car. Now that car is basically structurally sound until I get the quarter put on. I gotta put the wheel back on. And yeah, it's getting there. There's the quarter for the Porsche I gotta put on soon. But yep, perfect door gaps. I just gotta move that up a little bit. So it's all good. It is all good. It's really, really getting there. Then I procrastinating on this. I ain't worried about it right now though. That's a future project. When I do them rails, I'll fucking do that. So, but let me go ahead and get this wheel on and clean up in here. So, all right guys, again, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I know I got a lot of new people that are viewing these videos. It's free. Just hit that subscribe button. It'll help my channel build. It'll help me out a lot. I would appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next video.